Cold email outreach is one of the most powerful marketing tools for your business if you know how to use it right. But the problem is that most marketers get it totally wrong and fail pretty much every single campaign. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 cold email outreach mistakes you absolutely have to avoid and how to avoid them. So this video is going to be extremely useful if you're thinking about running a cold email campaign. By the way, before we get into the video, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications if you want more SEO and marketing related videos. Okay, so mistake number 1 when it comes to email outreach is just being too damn boring. Okay, you're trying to network and make friends here with email outreach. Essentially, you're trying to grow your network and meet people who can help you grow it too, right? But the problem is you're not writing to the queen here, so you don't need to be overly formal. You don't need to say like "Dear Sir" or "Yours sincerely" on an email, because really you should just imagine like writing to a friend that you're trying to grow your business with. Okay, so what I'd recommend instead is being really informal, avoiding templates, especially those templates you find online for email marketing. They're really bad, they're pretty boring, and I'm sure you can come up with something a lot more original that's actually going to make much more of an impact when you reach out to someone. So yeah, just avoid making your cold email outreach emails, boring. Make them lighthearted, make them fun, make them interesting to read, include some jokes and some puns, and that will go much further than if you just do something generic and boring and overly formal. Next up, another huge mistake I see is that people just don't follow up on the cold email campaigns. They might send like 100 cold emails out, but they don't follow up on them. So they don't send like 2 or 3 chase up emails, just making sure that the email isn't being ignored, because you have to be persistent with cold email. And I don't mean like stalking someone and emailing them every single day, but just send one chase up email 2 or 3 times, once per week, to the people you're trying to contact. Because the thing is that if someone ignores your first email, you can't really take it personally. The truth is that everyone's pretty busy these days and that they probably have more important things to do, and therefore you have to keep following up with them, keep chasing them, and keep making sure that your message is at the back of their minds, and eventually they will reply to you. I mean, for example, with my own cold email campaigns, usually I don't get a reply until the 3rd time, and that's when I get a link back or a backlink through or a new affiliate. So yeah, you definitely have to chase up and follow up, and just be persistent with cold email. Another huge problem that I see people do is that when it comes to cold email, they just don't send enough emails. I mean, if you send 5 or 10 cold emails and you don't get a reply or you don't see the results you need, then it's because you've only sent a few. You've not sent enough yet, and you've really got to scale up your campaign. I mean, for example, if I'm link building for a client, then I usually send like 100 emails a day potentially, to make sure that I get the volume of responses I need back. I mean, the thing is with cold email is that it's a numbers game, and you don't have to spam the whole internet, but you do have to scale up if you really want to see results. And the great thing is as well that when you have software like Hunter.io or outreach software like Lemlist, then scaling up is extremely easy. You can automate it, and it doesn't take a lot of manual time. Now, a huge mistake with cold email and email in general is that it can make you very unproductive if you're not careful. And the last thing you want to be doing is sitting behind your laptop all day waiting for emails to come through. So you have to be productive with how you manage your time, especially if you're sending like 100 emails a day, you're going to get a fair few responses. And if you're not careful, that can swamp all of your time. So how do you manage them? Well, what I'd recommend doing, first of all, is just checking your inbox once per day. I'd also recommend removing email notifications off your phone, because it's only going to bother you whilst you're doing something else that's maybe more important. And the other thing is as well that when it comes to cold email, a lot of the emails that you're sending in response are the same, or very similar. And that's why I'd create a bank of canned responses, so that, okay, in this situation, you know how to respond to this, or in this situation, you know how to respond to that. And you can actually save canned responses in G Suite and Gmail. So it's super easy to do, and it's just there when you need the response. Now, finally, when you're doing cold email, something that can make or break your campaign is email deliverability. And if you mess this up, you're pretty much wasting your time when it comes to cold email. So you have to make sure that the emails you send go through to the people you want to see them. And that's not easy these days because of spam filters, right? Now, if you mention like you're a Nigerian prince in your email, then obviously it's just going to get blocked straight away through spam filters. So be very careful about the words you send, and make sure you're not sending spam as well, okay? So what can you do to avoid this? Well, avoid using words like free, like special offer or sale in your cold email, because that's only going to trigger spam filters and land you in the junk inbox. Okay. Other technical things you can do, if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, you can use like DKIM records, DMARC records, and add an SPF record to your cold email server, and that will make it a lot better in terms of email deliverability. So yeah, email deliverability is something you can focus on, and it's extremely important. So that's it from me when it comes to cold email outreach and my top tips. Now, these are all extremely important, but there are also many other things you can focus on when it comes to cold email. These are just a few of my top tips. So let me know in the comment section below, what's the number one thing you're struggling with cold email? If you've tried it and you failed, let me know. Or, if you're testing it out right now and you need some tips, let me know about that too, and I'll be happy to help. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos about email outreach and link building in particular.